Sharon, are you in your room?
Oh, home already, are we?
What do you mean I always come home at this time? Look, Sharon, I don't really want to tell you over and over, but can you really not do anything about this sofa in the living room?
Huh? What is it, Mrs. Brown?
You were eating cookies while on the sofa, weren't you? There are crumbs everywhere. Can't you at least clean up your own mess?
Things like that should be taken care of by the people who are bothered by it.
What?
I didn't find it messy at all. You're the one who found it messy, so shouldn't you be the one to clean it up, Mother? Just because I'm your son's wife and agree to live with you doesn't mean I'm responsible for everything around the house. So stop asking me to do everything, will you?
Agree to live with me?
That's right. To be honest, I'm not really excited having to look after an old lady. But still I agreed to come and live here, so I think I deserve some appreciation. If you want me to help, you better treat me better.
That's how you saw this?
I'm busy taking pictures for Instagram, so could you please go and clean the sofa, which was apparently so dirty? Go and make some dinner while you're at it, too. You went out again, Beth? Honestly, I don't know where you go off to every day, but you really don't get tired of it, do you?
What? But
You're obviously in good shape if you can go off somewhere every day like that. There's really no excuse for you not to do the housework, right?
Sharon, you've got to do some of the housework too, you know?
What?
We talked about this when you moved in. I have a job and have to go to work while you're a housewife. I'm not telling you to do everything, but you gotta pull your own weight if you're gonna live here.
What is this job of yours you're talking about?
What do you mean?
I don't see how going out every day is a job. Hold on. Please don't tell me that going to the casino every day to gamble is this job you're talking about. I'd hate it if my husband's mother was a gambling addict.
Why you? Just what do you think I am exactly?
Huh? Well, a lonely old widow who lost the husband supporting her, I guess? Of course, we couldn't just leave someone like that alone. Which is why my husband and I reluctantly agreed to move in and take care of you. I'll say this one more time. If you want me to take care of you after you retire, you better treat me with a bit more respect. How you treat me now will determine my attitude towards you later on. Understand?
So that's how you saw this situation? I knew it.
If you don't like it, you can always just leave, you know. Now that your husband is gone, the house is now our property.
It seems that you've got even that wrong.
Actually, could you just leave already? No matter how many times I tell you, you never improve. Not even a single apology. I just can't bear you anymore. Obviously, this means I won't be taking care of you anymore.
I see. It seems the two of us just can't get along with each other. I'm not going to cause you any more trouble.
Thanks for being so understanding. Just know that if you come crying later on begging for me to look after you once you're old and helpless, that I won't do a thing.
That's never gonna happen, so don't worry.
Really? Well, good luck on your own. Mrs. Brown, I heard that you were almost kicked out of the house. Are you all right?
Oh, hello, Amanda. You heard the news?
I heard from Sharon. She's told me that she's put up with you and kicked you out. And that you might come and leech on us here instead.
Well, well.
I have no idea on what she means by leeching on us. Sharon's the one who should get out.
Truly.
What did her husband have to say about it? It doesn't matter whether it's his wife or not. This is going too far.
He's been abroad on work for 10 days now. I plan on talking to him about this incident, but he won't be home for another 2 months or so.
Well, it's the times, I guess. It's hard these days to just go in and out of the country.
Well, I did want to part with her. I guess I got my wish granted. Anyways, it seems that I need to find a new place to live.
Mrs. Brown? If you like, you can come here and live with us until you find a new place to live.
Really?
You see, I already talked about it with my husband and he said I should contact you and invite you to come and stay with us. I know you prefer to be on your own, but I thought that your current priority should be to get away from Sharon as soon as possible.
I guess so. You seem to understand me much more than Sharon does. So I might just take on your offer and stay over there until I find a new place to live.
We'll be glad to have you. My. So, now you're going to your other son's family? I knew it! You really had to find someone else to leech off of, now that I'm not there to help you, huh? It's just sad, really.
It seems you won't understand unless I spoon-feed it to you, so I'll explain it carefully. I'm only going to be staying at Charles' place until I find a new place to live.
What? That's what you're saying now, but you plan on staying in the inn, aren't you? I mean, I guess it can't be helped. You're an old lady with no income of her own.
It seems that there's a big understanding here. I have a job, you know.
Huh?
I'm a manager at Ford, you know, the car manufacturer. There's a huge signboard near the station, so I'm pretty sure even you have heard of it. I've been working there ever since I graduated junior college.
Really? Ford? So where you were going every day was...
I wasn't going out. I was going to work every day from Monday to Friday.
Oh, so that's what that was.
Did you really not notice anything even after living together for 1 month?
I always thought that you were just off having fun somewhere.
Didn't I tell you that I had a job when we talked about who would do what around the house?
What? Really?
Also, I already have a plan for when I retire, so no need to worry about me. I already saved up some money so as to not be a burden to my sons and their families. My sons already know about this.
Is that so?
Anyways, didn't you two only move in with me in the first place since the company house you rented had to be renewed? You two were supposed to move out once it was over, right?
But I thought that we were going to be staying here permanently.
Jesus, you seem to have not understood a thing. I wonder what the conversation we had before you moved in was for.
But
that's why you were so aggressive towards me. You thought that I was the one who needed help? You really should be more careful about your behavior from now on, Sharon.
Wait, does that mean... Mother, why does it say that you sold the house? I understand that you already have your retirement planned out, but you can't just go and sell our property. This is a crime. You hear me? I'm telling the police. Wait. Don't tell me that this is how you planned on getting the money for your retirement?
Sharon, honestly, I'm not even surprised anymore. You've got it all wrong again. That house is my property, not yours.
What? What do you mean, your property?
That house used to be my uncle's. He never had any children, so it was passed down to me, his nephew. That house has been my property ever since he passed.
That's impossible!
I have fond memories of that house, but ultimately I decided that it should be sold.
Why not just give it to your eldest son instead of selling it off? Why'd you have to sell it?
It's because I had decided that if there were any arguments concerning the house's ownership, I would sell it without any second thoughts. Weren't you the one who started it by kicking me out?
But still...
There's no point arguing anymore. The sale's already done.
It's my fault?
I heard that the renewal of the company house finishes this month. Whether you do or do not understand what I said, pack up and move out by the end of next month. Will you?
Beth, why? What happened? Your son told me he wanted to divorce as soon as he got back. He even said that we're not going to be moving to the company house anymore.
Ah, so that's how he handled it?
What? What do you mean?
I told my sons about the conversations we've been having ever since you moved in.
You what?
I'm not surprised, really. You don't listen to a word I say and seem to get everything wrong. On top of that, you talk down to his mother and treat her like some sort of maid. No wonder he wanted to get a divorce.
How is it my fault? How was I supposed to know that you had a job and the house was yours?
What do you mean, how was I supposed to know? I'm pretty sure I explained this to you quite clearly. Honestly, I'm amazed someone can just ignore what people say as well as you do. Either way, that attitude itself is enough reason for anyone to not want to bother you. My son has every reason to want a divorce.
But that's so unfair! I don't want to get divorced!
Even if I did want to help you, I'm afraid there's nothing I can do about it. Talk to your husband about it, will you? Goodbye, then.
Wait! This is a big problem for me! My parents found out what happened and told me not to come home. I was an embarrassment, they said. But I'm a housewife and I can't make a living on my own, so... I know, why don't you let me stay with you? You know, like one of those room shares? I won't be able to pay rent, but this time I'll do the housework. It'll be a win-win situation. You've already found a new place to live, right? Tell me your address. Why are these messages unread?
According to my son, the house I left was a complete mess when he returned from abroad. Apparently, there were even cockroaches everywhere. He wanted to divorce as soon as he saw it. He said, Sharon resisted at first, but he managed to make it official a month later. Sharon began working at some company a relative of hers introduced her to and entered a dormitory for employees. But she was so lazy that they eventually had to fire her. I wonder if it's because she's never actually worked a day in her life. After that, she went to the Miami and tried leeching off of some rich man she met. But of course, that didn't go well either, and was tried for stalking charges. What happened to her after that, I have no idea.
Are you still working at the garbage dump? I'm so embarrassed that my brother is married to you. Maria, what a way to greet me. What do you need? You haven't answered my question yet. Are you ashamed that you work as a dustman? I'm not. I don't work as a dustman anymore. Didn't I tell you that I now run my own recycling business? Isn't that basically the same thing as a dustman? I mean, you're still dealing with garbage. I'm sorry, but I can't invite someone like you to my wedding. I don't want you to show up reeking of garbage. You're getting married. I didn't know that. Well, now you know. I'm engaged. I'm so in love with my fiancé. Well, that's great. Congratulations. When's the big day? You're not planning on coming, are you? I'm sorry, but you're not invited. I can't have people knowing that my sister-in-law works at a garbage dump. Why do you care so much what I do for a living? It's not nice to make fun of someone's job. You shouldn't be so condescending. Yeah, whatever. By the way, do you want to know who my fiancé is? You're gonna be so surprised when you find out who. I'm getting married to the son of a famous politician. Everyone in our neighborhood knows him. I see. You must be so proud of yourself. Are you jealous? My life is so much better than yours. You might be marrying into an important family, but that doesn't change who you are. Don't you feel miserable that while you spend your time around garbage, I'll be sitting inside my beautiful house sipping some wine? I love my job, so I'm not envious of your life. And I'm happily married to your brother. I don't compare my life to anyone else's. You're such a hypocrite, and it's irritating. I know that you're just being superficial. You can drop the act. You're the one that wants to feel more important by shaming me, but it's not working. I don't feel a thing. You're being rude to me, but I'm used to that by now, and I'm more than okay with not being invited to your wedding. That's good to know. I'm going to have an intimate wedding ceremony with close friends and family. And for the reception, we're inviting tons of people, including influential people from our neighborhood. I have so many things to do in my preparation for my lavish wedding. You don't need to come to the ceremony or the reception, though. Yes, I'm okay with that. I know that you really want to be there, but you're not going to fit in. It's sad that we're going to be living in two completely different worlds. I'm not sad. I'm happy with the life that I have. I'm annoyed that you think your life is so great. You don't know what you're missing. Well, I'm glad that we agreed that you won't be coming to my wedding. I don't need a trashy person like you to ruin my big day. There's no need for you to be so cruel to me. You need to work on that personality of yours before you get married.
Melanie, Maria tells me that you're not even coming to our marriage ceremony. But I think that you should be there.
Maria doesn't want me there. I think it's best that I don't attend.
But Maria's getting married to Nate's son.
You mean that politician? That's a problem. I've recently started a new project with Nate. Maybe I should go as one of the groom's guests.
Yes, I think you should. It'd be rude not to attend Nate's son's wedding. And Nate seems to know that you are my wife.
Oh, really? Did Maria tell him?
I don't think that she did. Maria doesn't seem to understand what you do for a living.
Yes, you're right. As a politician, I guess they would look into our family.
Uh-huh. So, you should be at the wedding.
That makes sense. I'm going to let Maria know that I'm going to be at the wedding after all. I hope that she doesn't get too upset about this. She's been ignoring my text messages lately. Hopefully when I explain the situation to her, she won't mind me being at the wedding.
Yes, I'm sure that she'll understand after you explain everything to her.
Okay, I'm going to get in touch with her now. It's nice that we get to attend the wedding together as a couple after all. You bitch! Why are you at my wedding? I told you not to come. I'm shocked, to say the least. How could you spill wine all over me? That was totally uncalled for. This is all your fault. I asked you not to come and you came anyway. I have every right to be furious with you right now. I'm glad that I kicked you out when I did. Didn't you notice the groom's family was watching you spill wine on me? They don't care. They must have thought some homeless woman wandered into our wedding by mistake. I don't think that a homeless person would be wearing such a fancy dress. Look, I didn't invite you to the wedding and there's no place for you at the reception. Go home, you smelly woman. You really are a piece of trash, you know that? I don't want you to come anywhere near me. I hate you so much. You stink. I'm going to marry a politician. I can't be seen with a loser like you. I want you to leave me alone. You must think so lowly of yourself. Why do you feel the need to put me down so you can feel better about yourself? I've tried to get along with you because you're Todd's little sister, but I've had enough. Your behavior is inexcusable. How could you even think that I wanted you at my wedding? I don't want a dustman to come to my big celebration. It's too embarrassing. You got what you deserved when I spilled that wine on you. Now leave me alone and stop trying to sabotage my wedding. Fine, I'm leaving. I need to eliminate that hideous odor of yours. I hope that you're happy. I'm cutting you out of my life and I don't want anything to do with you anymore. You're just a stranger to me now. I'm more than happy to cut ties with you. Good riddance! Now I don't have to have a dustman as part of the family. You're gonna come to regret this, I assure you. I have 200 missed calls on my phone. Leave me alone. You're the one that didn't want anything to do with me. What could you possibly need from me? I don't plan on picking up a phone call from a complete stranger. Melanie, I need you to come back to my wedding venue now. What? I need you at my wedding. The situation's changed. Please do me a favor and come back. Let's sit down and talk. This was a big misunderstanding. I have nothing to say to you. Look, I made a mistake, okay? Can't you forgive me? No, I can't. I'm done talking to you. I left your wedding like you asked me to. What more do you want from me? You're being very selfish. I finally realized that you're not a dustman after all. Why didn't you tell me that you have a successful business? Does this mean that you collect garbage as a hobby then? I told you what I do for a living many times. You just don't want to listen or understand. My business is dedicated to finding effective ways of recycling garbage. I've been working with Nate's family on a government project to reduce trash and promote recycling. Nate's family knew that I was your sister-in-law, so it would have made sense for me to be at your wedding. But you didn't want me to come. I'm part of the reason why Nate's family allowed their son to get married to an unemployed person like you. So you're the reason why Nate proposed to me? I don't believe this! You basically said that I was a piece of trash. But isn't it ironic that you ended up getting engaged to a future politician because of me? I had no idea that you were the one that helped me get engaged to my fiancé. I'm sure that you didn't. Had you been more considerate, none of this would have happened. Please come back, Melanie. I'm really sorry about all the things that I said to you up until now. My fiancé and his family are furious with me, and my family doesn't know what to do. Can't you do this for Todd? Please come back. I don't want to cause any trouble for Todd or your parents, but there's no way that I'm going to forgive you for what you did to me. So you're not coming back to the wedding venue then? That's right. I don't ever want to see your face again after what you did to me. You make me sick. My wedding is going to be canceled. Please, this is an emergency. I'm sure that the wedding is going to be called off. That's inevitable. Who knows? Your family may not want anything to do with you anymore. I wouldn't blame them. You created this mess. My family would never cut me off. They're my family. How do I fix this? You need to figure that out on your own. You're not a child. You can't make fun of a person and expect that they'll put up with it. There's no way I'm going to help you. Melanie, I'm in a lot of trouble. My brother just left the venue. He's livid and says that I'm no longer a sister to him. Why is this happening to me? I never expected things to turn out this way. Well, you need to deal with the reality of what is currently taking place. Todd is my husband. Of course he'd be angry that you spilled wine on me and kicked me out of the venue. Don't expect him to forgive you anytime soon. I guess that you're right. You're just gonna have to deal with this on your own. So that's it then? I'm on my own? I'm not going to give up so easily. I'm gonna keep on calling you. Don't you want to speak to Nate's family in person? I mean, you're working with them. I'm going to speak to them directly and apologize to them for what happened. I don't want to be there when you cause another scene, and I can't stand to be in the same room as you. Don't say that, Melanie. We're family. No, we're not. Todd and I have cut all ties with you. You never wanted me at your wedding, and I'm not going to go just because you changed your mind. I guess you were smart to kick me out before your fancy reception began. None of your guests would know what a monster you truly are. Nate's family was lucky too because they didn't have to air their dirty laundry to their guests. What am I going to do now? It's not my problem. You can continue to call me if you want, but I won't pick up. Enjoy the rest of your wedding. Melanie, you used to be so nice to me. What happened? Don't you want me to be happy? Can't you come help me out? You're not my problem anymore. Stop pestering me. You should take this opportunity to grow up and take responsibility for your actions. I don't want to grow up. I like myself just the way I am right now. I want to marry into a prestigious family and drink wine from noon. Do what you want. It doesn't concern me. I'm sure that Nate's family will not make the mistake of having their son marry you. Good luck, Maria. You must be so glad that you got rid of me. I'm not. I want to be your little sister again. I didn't understand your job until today, but now I do. I respect you now, knowing that you're a successful business owner. Well, that means nothing to me. Goodbye, Maria. It was nice knowing you. Wait, Melanie, please don't do this. You mean less to me than trash. I have nothing more to say to you. I hope that your fiancé doesn't call off the wedding. Melanie and Todd cut Maria out of their lives, and Maria's wedding was called off. Maria was all alone with no hope. Even her parents didn't want anything to do with her. She had no place to live after her parents kicked her out of their house. Maria had never worked a day in her life, and she had no savings, so things were going to be very tough for her from that point on. Maria tried to ask for Melanie's help, but Melanie wanted nothing to do with her. Melanie said that she could hire Maria as a dustman, but she'd also have to live at the garbage dump. Of course, Maria didn't want that, so she chose to be homeless instead. Maria's family never heard from her again. We can't help but feel a little sorry for Maria, but she has to take responsibility